What's happening, everybody? We're back with another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football. It's Brian and Brennen here to go through the Week 16 Thursday night football game. I can't believe we're already here. I mean, it feels like just the other day we were talking about draft stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting because like some news and notes is about, for the NFL draft. Like it's kind of crazy. It's coming to an end.
I know we're already transitioning there, folks. It's time to buy the tickets. Time to get ready to go to the draft, to the combine, stuff like that, folks. We're getting ready. We're getting excited, but we're not quite there yet. We still have 2 more weeks of decisions to make, and they all start here in Thursday night football. Brian, come on, graphics. What are you doing? What are you doing? Who's running the show around here?
I wasn't going to say anything, but
but yeah, folks, we're rolling through the Thursday night football game. Could have been a great one. It's going to be a little less exciting. Just no Devontae Adams, but we'll get into that. I guess, do you have any pre-Thursday night football news injuries you want to throw out there?
Pre-news, yeah, there's quite a few. So interesting enough, like Marvin Harrison will practice Wednesday, but to be had, it's a walkthrough. It's not an actual practice, and Gannon said we'll see how the week goes. And obviously, Gannon is notorious for just being such an open book.
Sometimes I don't really want him to open his mouth, though, so it's hard to figure out which one I really want.
And then Drakeland still will practice Wednesday, but remains day to day.
Awesome. Do we just at this point want to shelve him so we don't have to make the decision whether or not to play him, and just maybe we keep getting Kyle Pitts magic?
Yeah, but I think Pitt's owners are just like, please don't come back. This is the greatest, time of our lives right now. So, very curious with that. I mean, bigger news: Tua benched. It's Quinn Ewers time.
Riding the pine there. Yeah, I mean, I think we were talking about it last week before, just what the dead cap is, and I think it's like 60 mil on the post June 6th or June 1st. Or 45 mil if they can get him traded. So I think that's ultimately what they might end up doing here. But Tua taking the seat, which stinks. Waller gets Cincinnati this week. We've been looking at this for a month. We've been lining this up for a month, and I'm trying to pivot.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable starting a rookie. The only person I'm going to start is Achane. But even with Achane, if you don't remember when he games without Tua, it's like I have him right here. There's 6 games with Skylar Thompson and Snoop Hundley and Tim Boyle's in there a little bit, but 8 points, 5.9, 2.7, 10.5, 5.8, and 18.1. That's full point PPR, by the way.
He is on every single team that I got a first round buy in. Achane is on that team. I'm crying on the inside.
Yeah, that's it's pretty brutal.
In the outside. What else we got?
Like I said, for the draft, the number 1 running back prospect officially declared this morning, Jeremiah Love. He will be, I think he's the only running back that will probably be taken in the first round. I don't know if he's kind of like the most elite prospect out of the running back so far. So, I
mean, in single quarterback dynasty, that's going to be your 101 and probably 101, 102 and your super flex.
Yeah, I'm trying to think I don't want Mendoza. I'd rather want Love than Mendoza because Mendoza probably is their one.
Rams trade up to the number 1 though, and they draft Mendoza. You're telling me you don't want that?
I don't know. What if Love goes to the Kansas City Chiefs?
I've played that game before. I'm willing to take the risk.
Clyde has ruined it for people.
I'm not saying it's never going to come in, but if that's the deciding factor, okay, I'll still go quarterback if it's super flex.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a really tasty destination like Cowboys. They don't sign back Javonte. Now it's he's part of the offense.
The Omarion Hampton Chargers, that was one of those everybody's all right, if they take a round 1 running back, that's prime optimal spot. I don't know if we're gonna have one of those this year.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the Chiefs really, because if Mahomes should be probably back.
The Bears, I think, are a possibility if Swift, they move on from Swift and they plug somebody in there. I think that's going to be a really sought after spot.
He's only making $8 million, so I don't know if they cut him. He's kind of.
That's the issue. Yeah. That's the issue.
Browns news: Njoku and Sampson aren't going to practice Wednesday, so But again,
How do we?
Fannin plays the number one team, so
That's the issue. Fannin. It should be like all of the targets, not just majority of targets will go to him. All of them. But he plays the Bills, and the Bills are, if they do anything on defense, they stop the tight end. They don't worry about the running backs. They are sweating the tight end. I mean, really, they've been building up to stop Travis Kelce for years and just didn't think, oh, yeah, Father Time might do that for us in a couple of years. Dumb.
Very true. But, yeah, that's the situation at hand for them. Fannin is you've picked him up. You're kind of starting him in the playoffs. I don't know what else you'd kind of pivot to. Like, what are the real options?
Darren Waller was a pivot option. Like, I've seen tons of people looking to pivot from Brock Bowers going against Houston this week, and Darren Waller was going to be mine. Look, if you really are that scared and you want to pivot, that would be the way I'd go. It's not what we're doing. Like, strange. Is that a pivot you would do?
I don't have the stones. No, I'd rather start.
Yeah, I know.
He's just the one option. I'll take the 30% target shareholder of a crap offense.
And hope he finds his way in the end zone. He does that pretty well.
Last ditch, fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. Just give him give it one time.
Right.
Packers news. So LaFleur says that Christian Watson and Dontavian Wicks will practice in a limited capacity on Wednesday. I really don't think that means much. But the bigger news is Josh Jacobs. He essentially said that it's just, they told me rest is the only thing that will heal it. I can only do so much in treatment because rest is really the only thing, but it's time. Like, I don't really have time to do that right now. Yeah, it sounds like Josh Jacobs is going to play every Sunday until it just somehow gets worse.
Yeah, until whatever is lingering, whatever's wrong, whether his leg falls off, I think is kind of what you're waiting for at this point. He's going to be out there game in and game out.
Yeah, especially with them losing to the Broncos last week, and they're playing the Bears. So basically, that's kind of I don't want to say it's a deciding factor for the division, but like it gives a lot more leeway when you win.
We got Saturday Night Football.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It is. Last bit of news, Rashee Rice random concussion protocol. So, because I was still comfortable starting him even with Gardner, I just like, he's going to get peppered in targets. Now?
Yeah, same boat. But yeah, do you think this is one of those, he's like, well, we're out of the playoffs. Patty's not going to be out. Oh, coach, I got a headache. Yeah, I'm showing symptoms here.
Yeah, I don't know. If he misses this game, I'm really interested. Like, I think Travis Kelce is an easy start for me because against the Titans. And then as well, I think Worthy would be a good start too. Good
enough.
Like wide receiver 3, I'd feel really good.
Wide receiver 3, 100%. Yes. Yeah, but like I'm not going to pivot away from your studs that even you're freaking out about. Well, I guess Xavier Worthy or Justin Jefferson.
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah,
I can't. Dude, it's bad. Last things here. Cowboys plan to play Dak Prescott for the rest of the season, even though they're eliminated. I mean, that's great. Brady Cook will start for the Jets again in Week 16. And then the last bit here, Woody Marks isn't practicing, and Josh Jacobs didn't practice today as well.
Josh Jacobs doesn't surprise me. Woody Marks kind of doesn't surprise me either. Yeah. It's going to be...
It's a dude's day.
Yeah, it's going to be the Friday practice. It's really going to tell me.
Yep, that's all I care about, Friday practice. But yeah, and then T. Higgins practiced again. So
I don't want him to play.
Yeah, I don't want him to either.
Yeah, I've got a lot more Jamar Chase than I do T. Higgins. And I just don't want T. Higgins to play. I don't think Joe Burrow has enough passion right now and he's playing with to be able to support 2 wide receivers. So let's just make sure he's just passionate about one.
And I'm getting news as it comes in here, but Tet didn't practice today, and then Geno Smith is going to practice today.
Let's go. Yeah, I want Geno back. I'm sorry I made fun of him. We called him crap, but I can still want crap behind center if it's better than whatever the hell that was from Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, 75 total offensive yards is impressive.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to get into it, but like, the whole, some colleges are better than NFL teams kind of a thing. Yeah, we're in that that category of conversation at this point.
Then last bit, Mike McDaniel 100% confirmed it's Quinn Ewers, and then Zach Wilson will be the backup, and Tua is the emergency quarterback.
Oh, man.
Sounds like a post-June first cut.
It sounds like yep, sure does. God, that sucks for the Dolphins. You know, my wife recently changed her fandom 3-4 years ago.
To what?
Because she to the Dolphins, and I just feel so bad for her. Like, you know, she did a little bit of research, did a little bit. I mean, because she was an Oakland Raiders fan. They moved to Vegas. She goes, well, they're not in California anymore. I want to pick a new team, and they suck. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know. Well, she fell in love with those colors. Yeah. She felt like it was a rivalry between her family, between the Niners and the Raiders fan, and she felt like that was a little. But yeah, fell in love with the colors. She liked Mike McDaniel coming over there. Thought, you know, Tyreek Hill. And yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough couple of years for her.
Yeah, it is pretty rough.
She's like, "Can I switch again?" I was like, "I don't care. You go for it if you want to."
Yeah, seriously, at that point.
Nice. You ready to go into this Thursday game?
Let's do it.
Sweet. All right, folks, here we go. First of our 16 games this week. No bye weeks. We love that. It's the 11-3 Rams going against the 11-3 Seahawks here. Probably for not only the division, but, you know, first round bye in the playoffs. It's a 42.5 point over under. Seahawks. It's even money right now is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's basically it's a coin flip. Who do you like? And you can start with the quarterbacks. Like, you started Stafford against the stingy Seattle defense. You know, Phillip Rivers actually moved the ball better than Matt Stafford did against the Seattle defense.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Someone broke, like, it was like the NFL Cowboy AI thing on Twitter I saw. I was like, that's pretty impressive.
Look at you, Phillip. Papa Phil. Yeah. Going out there tearing it up. I've got Stafford at 12 this week, so like I'm willing to put him out there. Sam Darnold, he's down at like 24 for me.
Would you start him in a super flex?
I'd start him in a super flex, yeah.
Okay. Stafford scares me. This is a game. I know a lot of people have kind of been riding on Stafford and just been like saying whatever. It's been a great year. I'm just riding it out. I don't know. Would you pivot to like Shuck?
Shuck feels like a move. I will say in like a guillotine where at this point in the season you have a lot of choices. I've been riding Matt Stafford the last 3 or 4 weeks. I've moved away this week. Like, not only do I have, a lot of choices, but like I'm ready to. The safety doesn't feel there for this one, especially without his touch. Like, the touchdowns is his bread and butter this season. Well, his touchdown guy's gone. Not to say he still won't score touchdowns and throw them, but like Devontae Adams out, we saw Kyron and Blake Corum take over the running game a lot last week.
Yeah, it's very interesting how they're just shifted the thing. So like, it leads you to the next question, like to the running backs, is like, Kyron is kind of it for me. I don't like Blake Corum would be tough to like. Try to muster up that strength to start. I want to start Kyron. I don't want to start. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to start Ken Walker. I don't want to start Charbonnet.
Look, Ken Walker had to get you to the playoffs. He did his job, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know about that
but
one.
At this point, no. I've kind of abandoned like redraft, guillotine, 10 team. I have Ken Walker is not even on my radar right now. If at this point, like I'm okay dropping him as waiver fodder in these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sticking like Michael Carter over Ken Walker this week.
Yeah. Jalen Warren, Breece Hall, or Breece Hall or Ken Walker.
Breece Hall.
They're close. Kyle Monungai. I'd probably play Ken Walker over Kyle Monungai. Chuba Hubbard or Ken Walker.
I'd say Chuba in a full point PPR, just because of those little dink and dunk receptions you might get.
In a full, I'd say half. I'd go probably Ken Walker.
Yeah, half I would.
Ooh, last one. JCM, Bill.
I think I'd do Bill.
I think so too. Wide receivers, JSN. He's on the cusp for me. Is he wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 on the week? I just don't know.
We might get actually wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 finish in this game. Like, that is actually a possibility just because it's Puka and JSN.
Could you imagine how anticlimactic that would be, though, for the rest of the week? Like, all right, the 2 best scorers of the wide receiver position are probably done here, so it's just the lower levels now.
I mean, it's funny enough, we talked about it. Like, what are the chances that like Puka gets like a drive suspension for the antics off the field he's had?
I wouldn't. This game would be hard. this game would be hard. Especially there's so
Devonta.
much on the line for this one for both of these teams. I guess I wouldn't be surprised. We saw CD and George Pickens get, punishment drive a few weeks ago for them going out there in Vegas. So, Puka's making a splash on and off the field right now. So, who knows if maybe they want to right that ship before we get into the playoffs.
Yeah. And then last one, man, Parkinson. Like, are you just riding the hot hand and just saying whatever? I don't care.
I'm willing to. As teams that I was looking to, like my Tyler Warren teams, my pivot this week was Darren Waller. Like, I had already made the decision last week before the games, like, all right, I'm going to need a pivot for Tyler Warren the next 3 weeks. And Darren Waller was, like, easy. He was available, or I'd already picked him up. So, like, this is probably a viable pivot option for me.
Okay.
Like, he's in my top 10 for tight ends this week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Would you do him? Would you play him on Thursday over Brock Bowers, who plays Houston this week? Because, dude, I
think Geno coming back makes me feel comfortable with Brock Bowers.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll give you that. Yesterday in the live stream, probably close to 50% of the questions involved that Brock Bowers situation.
Yeah,
People
my
are scared.
answer probably would have been something else, just because if Kenny Pickett was playing, I'd be like, I don't want any part of this. But then it's like, at the end of the day, like now with Geno coming back, I'm like, all right, I feel very, very comfortable starting Brock Bowers, regardless of the opponent.
You've been riding Harold Fannin for the last few weeks. You come up to this week against the Bills. Are you doing Colby Parkinson on Thursday or Fannin?
I think I do Parkinson just because Devontae's out too. Like, he's featured in the offense. Like, I think I go Parkinson.
That makes me feel a lot better. Like, I think without the Devontae Adams, it almost feels like the Nick Westbrook-Akine of last year. Like, he went like 7 of 8 weeks with a touchdown. And I was like, look,
one touchdown.
Yeah, I was like, I can recognize the trend and I could see how I could take advantage of it. But I was like, I don't always want to lean into that when it's not necessarily talent. Like, Colby Parkinson was never somebody who jumped out to me as like a prospect or just, that kind of thing. But with the Devontae Adams factor being there and him running hot on touchdowns, I like meshing it here in this one. Cool. What about the other side, AJ Barner? Any interest in him? No. Moving away. Yeah, we got a little bit of a life from him when we needed him in bye weeks, but not lately. So just kind of JSN and Puka then, right?
Kyron.
Oh, sorry. I guess I meant for the wide receivers. But yeah, definitely Kyron.
Yeah, no.
No Rashid Shaheed.
No.
I don't think so. I was trying to write up this. I mean, because Rams are number 1 defense against the running back. So I'm like, all right, in a world where they're forced to pass a little bit more, pass deep down the fild, does Shaheed open up? But especially this being on a Thursday, I think this follows your.
This is too cute for me.
Yeah. Well, that makes it simple at least. Decently. Yeah. Hopefully it's a high scoring game. Divisional matchup. Usually these second matchups, it's not always as fun as we saw with the freaking Ravens game this past week.
Well, it's just one-sided.
Yeah, very one-sided. Nice. Anything else from this game?
No, I don't have anything from this game. I'm excited to watch, though. I think we're both looking forward to it's a playoff game, really.
It really is. And primetime Thursday. Love that.
Yep.
Love that. Cool. What else you got for the people?
I've got nothing else. I would just say, ride the hot hand that got you there to the playoffs. And, if you pivot, go with your gut.
Follow your gut. Folks, that's what we do here. Too Much Fantasy Football. Can't thank y'all enough for listening and hanging out with us. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, doing all that thing. Get ready. We have so much fun as far as content coming your way all off season. We keep rolling. Maybe it's not 5 a week like we have been, but we'll be in there at least twice a week for you. So get ready.
Let's do it.
See y'all later.